your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Well, we've dropped 1 degree in the last hour. We're now at 54 degrees with a dew point of 53. Not going to get any cooler than 53, that's for sure. You can't get cooler than the dew point, and I don't think we're going to see much of a fog problem around. The winds are blowing east at about 5 right now. So not a fog issue, but a little bit of a chillier temperature this morning, thanks to a front that kind of moved on through during the last 24 hours. Temperatures across the region are pretty uniformly in the 50s. We've had every weather watcher call in with the temperature in the 50s. Of course, Becky in Omayaka hasn't called in yet, and she's usually a traditionally cooler spot. But nevertheless, I think 50s is a pretty good bet for most everyone. Parrish at 53, Lakewood Ranch at 55, Venice at 59. Inglewood's now coming in at 60, Longboat Key at 61, Bradenton's at 54, and Northport is at 57. So across the region right now, we've got a few high clouds that are kind of streaming by from time to time, but that's really about it. That's the worst of it. Otherwise, no rain in today's forecast. Across the nation, it's very quiet. I know a lot of people are still, trying to get home after Thanksgiving in Florida. And for those folks, I think we might see some little inclement weather in the Pacific Northwest, but really nothing here that's going to be a big problem with the airports. In fact, most of the airports across the country will be just fine in terms of weather anyway. High pressure sprawling across the lower 48 are producing some very quiet conditions across the nation today. For us, it means a northeasterly wind flow. That's what's brought down the drier air behind the front that's producing the scattered showers along the Florida Straits this morning and out in Gulf waters. But with that high pressure building in, our winds are likely to turn just a little bit to the east over the next 24 hours. And what that will do will bring in a little bit of mid-level moisture, allow for a few of the showers that'll build over on the Atlantic coast to kind of move into interior sections by tomorrow afternoon. But moving into the west coast of Florida, that's pretty unlikely. So I think we're going to stay dry for most of the week. A warming trend starts today, mostly dry week, and we'll wait for another front to arrive on Friday. Now that one may be sufficient to trigger off an isolated shower or two along the west coast of Florida, but that would be about it, and the rain chance is not all that high at this time for Friday. Taking a look across the nation, well, everything's pretty quiet. As I said, the northeast looks good. Back to the west, we are seeing some mountain snows, and some of those snows are appreciable. About 18 inches of snow possible in the highest elevations around Lake Tahoe today. So there is some weather, but you got to go high up in the mountains to find it for the most part. Across our region, northeast wind comes in at about 10 knots, light chop, 2-foot seas. Nice day to be out on the waters. We'll look for a daytime high today that tops out slightly warmer than we saw over the weekend at 78 degrees. Then over the next several days, a warming trend starts and a front comes through on Friday, cools us off just a little for the weekend, giving us a day over the weekend very similar to what we will see today.